Well, hello there all. Welcome to MFM, that's MyFactoryModels. And in this video, we're going to be offering a few painting tips. Well, I'm going to be offering a few painting tips. Yesterday, working on one of the models, I decided to make a little wet palette out of one of these boxes, which I've already mentioned, I think on the Corsair video, that I was started using more to keep the smaller parts in, or the different sprue parts in. But what I haven't done for a long time, which I should have done, is make a wet palette, because not only does it save you paints, you know, it helps you blending and all kinds of other things, but it keeps them wet for a long time. In there you can just see it's steamed up because of the moisture, but there's a kind of mixture of kind of metal silver effect in there. Now that was a tiny few blobs of acrylic paint that was mixed into this kind of gunmetalish colour. Now that was yesterday afternoon, so that's like 24 hours ago nearly now, that it was put in this container on the damp tissue. So that's still usable. Now if I hadn't done that, as you all probably know, the paint would have dried up in literally 5 minutes if I'd just left it out on its palette. For example, if I just left it out on there, then it would have just dried up. So they are brilliant. And the great thing about these little food containers is, quite simply, you've got a lid already built in which seals it. I mean, you can make containers, you can use a wet palette without a lid, but it just won't, it'll stay wet for quite a while. The paints will stay wet longer than they would normally, but they won't stay as wet, obviously, as they would with the lid sealed off. So, and this size is ideal for smaller jobs, you know, smaller models. So that's that. But please try it, because it will really help your painting and save your paints as well. The other little tip, we're going to be doing some, well, just basically mixing up flesh tone. As I was working or about to start working on some figures for the 135 Tamiya Hanomag build, I thought I'd better refresh myself on I mean, this figure's not finished here, but I thought I'd refresh myself on getting the skin tone. Now I don't have a skin tone, so I've had to mix it. So what we'll do, oh, incidentally, the paint in here is very fluid. That's too fluid for these figures, but this is just to demonstrate. I mean, you'll be actually making your own paint. You would want it thicker in consistency for that than that. But, so to make flesh, what do we need? Quite simple. Get your 3 acrylics, your primary colours, your red, yellow and blue. That's it. Mix them together in equal parts, which I'll show you. A few drops of each till you've mixed that almost a brownish colour together. Then you can add some white to get the tone you want. You can also add some black to either darken it slightly. It's up to you, depending on the kind of flesh tone you want. So now I'll basically just quickly mix it for you and show you what I'm doing. So there we've got your kind of brown colour. And what we'll do is just add some white to it. Bit more red to that. So as you can see, you're getting the the flesh tone is starting to appear. It's still a little dark, let's put a bit more white in. Now you can see you're getting your flesh tone there. So just basically mix that up into the amount you want. Obviously you're going to use more paint for larger amounts, so you've actually got some for your models or your painting, whatever you're doing. I mean, it's not just for, you know, it's an artist tip, but it's for modelers and artists and craftspeople. But here it's, in this application, it's for modelers. So you just keep mixing in a little bit of white or darken it with some black just to get your required tone that you want for your model. Let me just paint a little bit on there just to show you. I mean, obviously this is so there you have it. There you go. Really is as simple as that, just a little bit of practice. And obviously practice makes perfect. And the more you practice, it saves you money. You don't have to buy manufactured paints which cost you an arm and a leg, you know, if you're in that position. And then you can store it in another smaller jar, you know, one of your smaller jars or another container. So I hope that helps some of you. Small tip there. And don't forget to make one of your wet palettes. And see you all on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.